Welcome to the Hood and Proctor War. Hi everyone, I'm Sandrine here on Happy Cool and welcome to a new review for Banshee. This week's episode was called Ways to Bury a Man. Let's talk about it. First, some quick thoughts. I got a Banshee t-shirt. I know it has nothing to do with the show, but I just had to mention it. And in case you're wondering, I bought it on the HBO online store. But now let's really talk about the show. The biggest thing in this episode for me that still stays in my head is that opening sequence. The close-up of the diamonds leading to Hood's face cut to Proctor and Rebecca in that meat warehouse. And then when you realize what's happening with the meat grinder, there are just no words for this except, yeah, that girl's gonna be scarred for life. Like, seriously, it's like, oh my god, she's never gonna sleep with anybody ever again! And did anybody else think about Sweeney Todd when they saw the meat grinder? Because that's what I was thinking, and I thought, are they gonna sell this? Because, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't buy meat anymore. Oh my god. Moving on to the Alex and Proctor alliance, it's funny because they hated each other so much and now they're working together. And I really don't know how that's gonna turn out, to be honest. I mean, right now it's working out for both of them, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. It's an interesting development. Also, I love Siobhan's reaction to Brock knowing the layout of the strip club and him being like, don't judge. I also loved when Emmett kicked the ass of those white supremacist guys. Is that what they were? Those guys. Yeah. That was awesome. And finally, where's Rabbit? Now let's talk about the Gordon, Carrie, and the kids storyline. And as I said last episode, Gordon is just not a really fit parent right now. If anything, again, Carrie should be taking care of the kids or at least involved in some way because Max could have died. I'm hoping this is the kick in the ass that he needs to get his shit together. On the other hand, I loved the scene where Carrie gets to the hospital after Dana called her tears. Yeah, I got very teary on that part. I was like, oh, she called Carrie and Carrie showed up. Crazy. Yes, she kept secrets, but you know what? She's a good mother. And finally, I love the scene between Carrie and Job, especially when Job agrees to do a job with her. I mean, it was sweet, but on the other hand, I'm a little worried that they might get reckless because she needs the money so bad. So yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work out. And finally, let's talk about the Hood-Proctor war. What happened? What happened? How did that happen? I mean, what? Hood is now going after Proctor. I thought for sure this was all gonna be about Rabbit, but it's about Proctor now. Proctor is going down. And all of that because of Jason. And as I mentioned, the watch, because he found the watch. But what I didn't realize is that he also found the money. So the money and the watch is like, yep, something happened to him. And then finding out that he left with Rebecca, then it's Proctor. I mean, who else would it be, right? Yeah, I guess Claire is not that good of a cleaning person as we thought. Speaking of Rebecca, that breakfast scene, was it breakfast, where Hood comes to visit Proctor and her and question them? Poor Rebecca seemed terrified, and why wouldn't she be, right? I mean, he put the guy she slept with in a meat grinder, so yeah, I don't know how she's gonna turn out after this. I mean, this is just some messed up stuff. I also really enjoyed that Hood decided to go to Brock for some advice on how to take down Proctor, especially since Brock has been a little suspicious of Hood or doesn't really like Hood that much. I thought it was kind of neat that they decide to team up because they hate Proctor that much that they're like, I don't really like you, but I hate him more, so let's just work together to bring him down. And that also makes me wonder if them teaming up could make Brock warm up to Hood a little bit and maybe let go of his own investigation of him, or even if he found out the truth, he might not necessarily give him up. Who knows? Fingers crossed. And finally, Hood, Sugar, and Joe blowing up that warehouse. Hood is certainly bringing Proctor down the Hood way, not the sheriff way. I know it was a little bit cliche, but I love the scene where the truck doesn't explode right away and they're all like, oh, come on. Thanks, exploded that really, really bad. One thing that I will have to say was, did anybody else wonder why they took off their mask when they took the truck? Because I was like, well, what if somebody sees you in it? Shouldn't you be wearing the mask the whole time? I mean, that's a little risky. That was my only thing. And lastly, the final scene after the credits where Brock sees that the warehouse has been burned down. I think that's a nice conclusion to the episode where he's like, I'm not even sure what he's thinking. I'm guessing he's thinking it has to be Hood or something like that, but I just thought, yeah, he might start to like Hood a little bit better. So those are all my thoughts for this episode, this crazy episode. I still can't get over that opening scene, which was literally maybe like 2-3 minutes. I don't know, it wasn't very long, but it sure made an impact on me. As always, I'd love to hear from you and what you thought of the episode. Were you as surprised as I was that we're now going after Proctor? I mean, I love it, but it's just so surprising. How do you think Rebecca will come out of this whole situation? I'm a little worried about her. And of course, make sure to subscribe to Happy Cool so you don't miss any of my Banshee reviews. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye! Also guys, if you have been hearing a lot of weird noises in my video today, it's because of this guy. He was in the room with me chewing on his bone. Say hi. Hi! We'll probably have a video of him on the channel soon, but I just thought I'd show him to you. He's a 7-month-old puppy from the pound, and he's adorable. Keep an eye out for him soon.